Just ahead on Crossroads, Marion students swap pencils for hammers to help Habitat for Humanity.
We talk with Lisa Dominisse from Family Service Society about her new role in the upcoming Crystal Ball.
Eric Reeves will be here in studio to give us a lesson in cartooning some faces you probably know.
And I head out to the YMCA to see how some kids celebrate Valentine's Day. It's all just ahead on Crossroads.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Crossroads. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Shaylee Clark.
And we are plowing on through February, halfway through, actually over the halfway hump right now. Is that a good thing to get through February?
It's a good thing, and definitely very excited that February is so short, because by the time you hit February, you're so tired of the cold weather that you just want spring to come. So February being short, perfectly okay with that.
I would think it's a little tough as a student too. You're just month after month after month, you're saying, when is the break going to come?
I know. We just wish our professors would be more understanding of this and realize we don't need as much homework.
I'm playing the violin for you. Just think about what it was like when you were in high school. Now, the spring break really came later.
Yeah, I remember those days, and also summer break came a lot later too. I like college a little better.
But we cram a lot into that. Well, one of the ways that the Marion schools are trying to get some of that winter doldrums over is to get away from the classroom and take it out to the streets.
Which I think is fantastic, because my high school was so small. I didn't have programs like this.
And what we're talking about is the Tucker Career Center, one of many great things going on at Marion Community Schools, a lot of different ways that they put learning into action. The construction trade students at Tucker are taking their lessons to the field by actually building a house. Our own Marissa Hindrocker found out these hard workers put the electricity in learning even in the cold.
What makes a house a home?
Somewhere comfortable to be, somewhere secure, somewhere warm, somewhere that has all the amenities that we all like: electricity, plumbing, TV, all that kind of stuff.
Coming home to a warm house, warm dinner.
It's got to be comfortable, cozy, warm.
Just going home to a family is what makes my house a home.
So the top of your junction
Tucker
box,
construction students might be learning how to build a solid structure,
right there.
but they're also
and
picking
easy.
up other skills.
Actually, when I first came here, I didn't think that a lot of the people were the people I'd hang out with.
I wasn't really good with teamwork. A lot of them weren't.
We've developed and we've became friends.
But we got a lot better with it. We get a lot of stuff done faster with our limited time. So it's not bad.
It's for a good cause. Tucker partners with Habitat for Humanity to create a project that goes beyond the class.
So to be able to partner with them and provide those homes is a big thing, and I think the students get a lot out of that too, knowing they're helping someone in their own community. It's a good experience to be able to leave after the end of the day and see the excitement on the students' faces about what they're doing and what they're accomplishing every day.
Everything, the foundation, all the way up to the roof. So we've learned quite a bit, actually.
I just like doing everything, actually. It's just working with all my friends and putting all the house together. It's just really fun.
The students spend every afternoon after class and lunch out at the house, building from the ground up, even in the middle of winter.
Day one, before we all started coming out here, I told everybody to be ready for the weather and to dress for the weather as best they could. We do that, and then you've seen inside the house we have some heaters set up, so we try to rotate people if they're working outside to come in and out as they need to stay warm. We do the best we can to try to keep warm.
It's going to get cold. I did not realize it was going to be this cold.
But all of that work is good practice for anyone who wants to do this long term.
My stepdad, he would go and work on houses during the summer, and I'd go with him and do the little bit I could at being 13. And after I get out of here, I do want to automatically get a job in construction.
It's a good hobby to know. Like, you get older, your house breaks down, or maybe you need something wrong to fix your electrical. Why pay somebody if you could do it yourself? It's a handy, what would you call it, skill?
So do you think you want to do construction after?
Oh yeah, my uncle, me and him's already been talking about that, so hopefully I get the business. That'd be nice.
With the tools of the trade in hand and the framework for their futures, these students are ready to turn this house into a home. For Crossroads, I'm Marissa Hinderacher.
So prepare for that.
You know, Randall, I was talking and doing a story about this for radio a couple weeks ago, and they said the big thing they really wanted the students to learn was this is real life. You know, construction workers don't get the opportunity to take off for snow days. So I think it's incredible that these students are learning lessons like that so early on.
Yeah, Tucker does a lot of good things, and I know that if they could connect that to Habitat for Humanity, I've been on one of those bills before, it's a win-win.
And to see those students so excited to be doing something they've always wanted to do. How fun.
Yeah, learning and serving.
Well, when we come back, take a look at the crystal ball.
Yeah, we're not looking into the future, but Lisa Dominisse will be here from Family Service Society to tell us about the upcoming benefit dance. Well, welcome back to Crossroads. A friend of the show is here today, but she's in a brand new role. Lisa Dominisse, welcome.
Thank you
From
very much. I
Economic
appreciate
Development for
that.
the city to now head of Family Service Society. We're going to talk about some of the activities, but I want to find out what it's like now being in this new job.
Well, it was a little intimidating at first. You can imagine following a legend like Connie Rose is always a little, a little trepidation as you walk in the door that very first time. But the good news is that there was really no expectation for me to be Connie, so I didn't have to go through the not Connie phase. It's been a great team, great experience, great
20 seconds
transition.
on what's best thing about Family Service Society to you.
The culture inside the organization is really, really healthy, and the people are there for all the right reasons, without exception. And that's been the most extraordinary thing about it.
So what are the big events that you have coming up that you're getting really excited for?
You know, right around the corner on February 28th is the Crystal Ball, which is our largest annual fundraiser that we do. And this is the 25th anniversary of that event.
That many years.
Yeah, and interestingly, the event was the brainchild of Patrice Marcaselli of the Marcaselli family that is responsible for Star Financial Bank being in our community. And so we're very excited to honor her that night.
What else can people expect if they've never been to a crystal ball and it sounds like fun, which it does?
Yes.
They have two left feet, like Shaylee does, and maybe they just want to hang out and I'm not going to try my dance skills. What else? What would be some of the fun stuff?
Well, there is the dance. The Empty Pockets are going to be playing, and so there is that opportunity. But honestly, it's really an opportunity for folks to just get together, network really well. We do have our awards ceremony, a beautiful dinner planned. There is a silent auction that helps contribute to the sustainability of the organization, some of the programs that we have, fills funding gaps for areas where grants can't. Everything from putting pajamas on children that are in the domestic violence shelter to assisting families who maybe need just a little bit of extra oomph during the holidays, and providing direct services to children and families.
Now, are you the one that came up with the idea for this? Because it's such a fun idea, and I'm sure a lot of people would
she
be
just
very
tweaked
excited.
it.
Just tweaked it.
Yeah. No, my role is just to carry a great idea forward. After 25 years of doing this, there's on autopilot a little bit. And so for us, it's been such an extraordinarily successful event. We're just trying to continue that level of success and take it forward. So.
People are moving in and out of the community all the time. They may not know what Family Service Society does, and you just mentioned a few of the services. What other things will the money raised here help you do all year?
Well, of course, we have our domestic violence shelter, but we also go out into the community and do all kinds of community education. So it provides those educational materials, socially safe teens, all the different types of programming done in schools. It helps us provide services to the schools. We do groups in the schools for kids that are at risk, and have a program for identifying homeless youth that maybe need some services because either they've been kicked out of their home or they're just struggling a little bit. We have our Healthy Families programming, which has Cradle School, which is a free. It's kind of like preschool, but not really preschool because it has a parent education component to it as well. So, and that's a program that's completely funded by the donations of our community. So those are the types of things that are served.
And do you have a lot of events that help get money for those throughout the year?
We have 3 primary events. We have the Crystal Ball, which is our largest. And then we have an event for Hands of Hope, which this year we're looking to do something a little bit different. We're considering a celebrity kayak race down the Mississinawa River, and so that's kind of in the dream stage and working through the details of that. So we'll definitely get with you on that. And then we also have Circle of Friends, which you may have heard about in the past and happens during the August timeframe. And this year we're bringing former Colt player, Indianapolis Colts player Keith O'Neill. He is someone who has dealt with bipolar depression, and he also happens to be a family member of ours. So he's going to come and speak to the group this year, and we're going to take kind of a mental health spin on that.
Well, you got, unfortunately, every community has people in crises, and people like you guys and what you do really does step in that gap.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place to be because we get the opportunity to be part of individuals transforming their lives and the lives of their families, and not everyone gets the opportunity to be in that powerful moment, and that's really mission-centric for us, and I'm looking forward to watching that happen over the course of the year.
So many different ways that you can help out. And if you'd like to be a part of the Crystal Ball, you can contact Family Services Society at 662-9971.
You see it there on your screen, February 28th, Saturday, and just call the number to find out information. Thanks again, Lisa Dominisse. Welcome in this new role.
Thank you.
And you're always welcome on Crossroads,
Oh,
whatever
you
your
so
job
much.
you have.
Yeah, thank you.
And when we come back, we're joined by local artist Eric Reeves.
We get a lesson in cartooning.
Yes.
Well, welcome back to Crossroads. We are joined by cartoonist and illustrator Eric Reeves, one of our favorites here on the show. And you're going to show us some favorite characters, right? Some
That's
famous
right.
ones?
More talent in that pen than either of us, I think, have for anything.
Yeah, drawing is not my strong suit.
You're working on one strip these days, and that's
High and Lois.
High and Lois. So what are High and Lois going to be doing here today?
Just a little cameo shot here of them, and probably the most famous character in the strip, Trixie, the little baby who just, when they put words in her thought balloons, was kind of one of the big things that really brought the strip to life. People really started saying, hey, we like that. So
60 years of High and Lois. Well,
That's
show us
right.
what you got. We'll just talk while you work.
Okay.
Because I don't like to
I'll
keep
try
that
to.
creative juice from flowing. What makes this strip fun to work on?
Well, for me, it's the fact that it's a family strip. I have a wife and 5 children, and so I'm very often convinced that I'm just writing really about my family rather than some characters. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, when did you first get into doing stuff like this? Is it something you grew up as even a kid? You always just were drawing things?
I knew I always liked to draw. I always tell everyone when I was about 4 years old, I was bored. My mom gave me a pencil and a piece of paper, and I happened to have a penny in my pocket, and I drew a picture of Abraham Lincoln off the penny.
Oh.
And someone besides my mom or my grandma thought it was good. So that was kind of my first sign that, hey, I might have something here. So.
Shaylee and I could tell you a story about the penny, probably. Not necessarily an interesting story, but we could talk. Did you ever draw, Shaylee?
Not like this, no. I was just happy my parents were the proud ones to put it on the refrigerator, but talent, no. Not good in this area.
Now, I don't want to interrupt you too much, but one of the things I've noticed, Eric, lately is you have had some opportunities to put some Grant County shout-outs in the strip. I know because my son's at Oak Hill High School that there was an Oak Hill shout-out recently. What are some other things you've thrown in?
My alma mater, of course, which is Indiana Wesleyan here, and just really, I've made mentions of names of some friends, that kind of thing, and so it's been really fun. That was one thing that my boss, Chance Brown, who drew the strip for several years before I did, he early on said, make the strip yours, and so that's one of the ways that I've been able to do that. And really have enjoyed doing that.
And do you just ever find that you become really attached to these characters? I mean, you're drawing them all the time.
Right, yeah. They really do, become personal to me, and I really, when I draw Chip, I have 4 sons, 4 of my 5 kids are boys, and so a lot of times I'm really drawing them. It just happens to look like Chip in the strip.
Do you ever throw ideas back to the writers and say, hey, wouldn't it be funny if you do this once you get the sketches?
I do. And have a few of those have went through. And also on the Sunday strips, there is what we call a drop panel. So the first large section of the comic strip is not ran by all the newspapers. Some papers will put that in, some will leave it out. It just depends on how they place the strip. And so that section they leave totally up to me. So I get to write about people and that's where I slide a lot of things in that are kind of fun, and people other than who it's about or myself would know exactly what's going on there.
But if you follow Eric on Facebook, you will occasionally see those Grant County shout outs. He'll mention them. Those are kind of fun. Well, there's Trixie.
And when you do it, it makes, you make it look so easy. And I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, even if I attempted this.
It looks like
traced
Lois.
to something.
He looks like a professional.
I've drawn him a couple times, so. We have
once or twice.
365 days a year. That's the one thing about being a cartoonist. You have a perpetual deadline.
Yeah,
okay? It never really ends.
They always think about the funnies being there for them.
Exactly.
What else makes these guys fun? Because I have gotten more than a few chuckles from High and Lois through the years.
I think the thing about it is that just so many people can relate to the humor that they, just because, it's family-oriented humor and,
Yeah, and I remember
anybody
some
said kids.
husband-wife things that you have to be married to get some of the,
Exactly.
they was like,
Yeah.
okay, somebody writes this that understands husbands and wives
That's
and the
right.
way they talk to each other.
Yep.
Well, that's great, Eric Reeves. I think the crew all wants to line up and get that. Do you sign it? Are you allowed the signature? Or is it,
Sure.
Or is
Get the
it,
final touch.
Put that on here.
so it's an original, not a fraud.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Thank you. I want to clap. There's only a few people in the studio audience here.
Thank
Eric
you,
Reeves,
thank
ladies and gentlemen, one of Grant County's own, and you can see his work every single day.
That's right.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming in. Well, when we come back, we're going to see what some local kids think of Valentine's Day. Well, welcome back to Crossroads. And Shaylee, the Valentine's season has passed, but some people like to look at this month and celebrate. Love is in the air the entire month, but it's really not all just romantic love. There's all kinds of Valentines, and I bet as a kid you gave the little single ones out in class, didn't you? Yeah,
yes.
I knew it.
I mean,
knew
every
it.
year it was, you'd go to the store and spend what felt like hours finding the perfect Valentine's.
No,
you
I
didn't want to
didn't.
double up. You didn't want to double up
It's
on
like, do
giving
I have to
them
do this?
to your friends. You'd make the cookies. I mean, I know it's been a while for you, Randall.
It's
but,
been a long time, but I didn't like it then either.
Come on, every kid. And think about it. As a kid, when you get out of your studies for a day, no matter what the occasion, it's a good day.
Not remembering.
Well, giving out the Valentines and having the elementary parties are all fun memories from our younger days, whether you like to think about it or not, Randall. But what do kids really think about Valentine's Day? Well, I headed out to join the kids who hung out at the YMCA while Mom and Dad went out and learned from these little Valentines how to celebrate this lovey-dovey holiday kid style.
In adult land, Valentine's Day can mean spending time with the ones you love. So many parents took their children out to the YMCA for a parents' night out. But in kid land, Valentine's can have a whole new definition.
Flowers, love, candy. It's mainly about love and romance. You care for people who are important to you. Cupid, his bow and arrow, box of chocolate. Getting candy and caring for others.
So a Valentine's Day spent splashing with best friends, and of course chowing down on pizza doesn't sound so bad, right? But some of these kiddos couldn't escape Cupid's arrow.
We had a Valentine's Day party in our classroom at Allen, and a whole bunch of boys gave me Valentine's on my desk. It had a heart on it, and it said Happy Valentine's Day. Girls come up to you, like when you're sitting down at lunch, and if you sit next to a girl that likes you, they say, hey, look over there, and they just kiss you when you're not even looking.
Do you get any Valentines from any boys this year?
Yes.
Explain that story.
Yeah, explain that story. I was thinking, why Why is there a whole bunch of white Valentines on my desk?
They put a whole bunch on my desk too, but I was like, why did you do that?
This is what they do to me when I'm sitting at lunch.
And for others, Valentine's Day is meant for going down the water slide in a crazy game of musical chairs. No love allowed.
They're mean. They're really, really mean.
Annoying. Creepy. Weird.
I don't have a boyfriend. And they're sweaty, and I don't like sweat. No, it does not mean that you just have to love a boy. You can love family, friends, even strangers.
You know when they like you because they always call you annoying and mess with you.
Jaden likes me?
So the opinions on romance may differ, but these kids have excellent advice for celebrating the Day of Hearts in Lonely Land.
Go to your mom's house.
Well, he can come over all dressed up nice, have some flowers, maybe a balloon with a heart on it. You can hang out with your friends. Or maybe at least give a call. Otherwise, that'd be creepy.
It may be the candy, the flowers, or even a little hint of love. But no matter what the reason, partying with friends at the YMCA always beats the other Valentine's Day option.
They're a substitute for your parents because nobody wants to hang out with them.
Shaylee, even though I can't remember Valentine's Day that way back, those kids really remember Valentine's Day.
It's a fun holiday. I was trying to tell you
It's
this.
not a
I know.
holiday. It's a celebration of times.
Okay.
But it's fun,
Agree to
and I love the
disagree.
kids.
And me too. And it's just, you know, when we get older, I know for the guys it's a little bit harder, but kids just really take this holiday seriously. I like their version better too. It's a lot less stressful.
I didn't like sending so much, but I did kind of like receiving them, the few that I got.
Exactly. Well, there are many different ways that you can stay connected to us here at Crossroads. If you have any ideas or stories that you want to comment on something or something that you've seen here in Crossroads, you can email us at crossroads@nwes.edu. That's crossroads@indwes.edu. Or maybe if mail is more your thing, you can drop us a note at WYWU-TV, 4201 South Washington Street, Marion, Indiana, 46953.
And as always, check out the past episodes or all of our local programming. Visit our website, WYWTV.com, and you can put the Crossroads / on there and get right to the segments and look at things that you're interested in. Also, check us out on social media, Facebook and Twitter pages, where you see what we're doing, where we're going, and different things going on. It's facebook.com/WYWUTV. And follow us on Twitter at WYWUTV. And I'm really excited that as we get close to March, that means basketball, that means NAIA tournaments, we think, for our team. So there's so much sports stuff that happens that you got to keep touch on Facebook and Twitter just to know what's going on with that alone.
Yeah, and especially if you're not one that keeps up with sports as well, you need your little updates so that you can converse with people. So yes,
You got to follow.
You
got to follow your IWU sports.
Oh,
especially
exactly.
in basketball
Exactly.
season. So we've
IWU
had fun
pride.
here. We hope you've had a good mid-February. For everyone who's worked on this show, I'm Randall King.
And I'm Shaylee Clark. The Crossroads of Life bring people together, and that's what we try to do here each week.
Thanks for watching, everyone. So long.